Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is Tiny Progressions, the new update. So, for those that are unaware, Tiny Progressions, previously I put out a video for 1.11, which I recommend you check that video out because it's still rather applicable. There are some changes to that, and I'm going to just build upon that same video rather than rehash the entire thing, because I only just made it recently. But there are lots of new stuff, including some of the old has been redone, and that is the armors. There's now, of course, your wood armor, bone armor, flint armor, and stone armor, all made very simply. Wood armor is made with wood logs. Actually, it's oak armor is made with oak logs. And you've got bone armor is just made with bones now. You don't need to make blocks of bone. You've got your flint armor is now made with just pieces of flint. You don't need to make blocks or ingots of flint, though you could always change those recipes up for yourself. And of course, you've got your standard stone armor. And previously, there was some glitches on a couple of them that had some interaction issues, but they have since been fixed and are now working just fine. On top of that, there are some new weapons and items, or tools, I should say. There's plenty more besides that, but I'm kind of starting here. And as you can see here, we have this here, a multi-tool. We've got a scythe. We've got a spear. And we've got a battle axe. Yes, that's right, a battle axe. And there are a few new materials as well to go with. Emerald and obsidian, which are the new crafting materials. Now, if I bring up Tiny Progressions here, and I click on here to check out the recipe, of course, there's also variations of all of these in your standard, like wood, stone, iron, gold, diamond, and so on, just like in vanilla of each of those. But if I were to look at, let's say, an emerald axe, you can see it's just made similar with this. But now if you want the recipes for something like a scythe, now this one here is an obsidian one, but you get the idea. 3 of the item plus a couple of sticks. Now, in the case of reinforced obsidian, which is the high tier stuff, in order to make an obsidian scythe, you need reinforced obsidian ingots, which are made, of course, with reinforced obsidian, and which is made like this. You know, same as before for making reinforced obsidian, and then using it for crafting material. And of course, there's like your obsidian sword, which a lot of these tools tend to perform faster if using them to mine or pick up blocks or something of that fashion. And in some cases, they perform better in combat. Some perform better in ways that others do not. Now, in the case of a battle axe, it has a rather good attack speed. I mean, it's not as fast as a sword, don't get me wrong, but it is pretty darn fast, and it's very damaging. 17 attack damage. Now, this is a sharpness 5 diamond sword with 10 attack damage, so it's just to give you an idea. Of course, there is a little bit to getting to it because you've got to have diamond in order to get obsidian in most cases. There may be mods that would allow you to get it otherwise. But there you go, 17 attack damage for an obsidian battle axe. It's pretty good. Now, I have here an emerald spear. Now, the emerald spear is made, any spear really. You can just put whatever you have there, just a couple sticks and your item of choice to make it whatever you like. Emerald. Now, in this case, an emerald spear. I'm saying emerald spear a lot because I like green, and I'm kind of a green guy. In this case, it does a decent amount of damage. You can see it's not nearly as much as the obsidian battle axe, but it can be much more. Many people would say OP, and in my opinion, I think that it's perfect. Actually, I like it a lot. Reason being is I have some volunteers here. We've got some chickens. We're gonna put a chicken in there, and let's stand about where this torch is, and you can see I've got an obsidian battle axe. Come here, chicken. I can't hit him. No, I can't. Well, let's try this emerald spear. No, I can't hit him. Well, let's take a few pixels step forward because he's at the back of the block. There we go. Now I can hit him. Hey, that's pretty darn cool. That's the advantage of the spear. It's a reach weapon. You can actually reach multiple mobs with it. Now, if I have this battle axe, I'm killing one at a time as well. Now, if I go with the spear here, if I can actually hit one of these guys, it actually performs similar to a sword, but not quite. You can see here I'm still attacking one guy at a time. I just broke the torch that I put in there. My bad. We'll put that back down, so you can see the chickens that are inside. But you can see it is rather balanced in my mind, at least. The spear is the battle axe. Now, of course, this is obsidian as well, so it's even a step higher in damage. But it is very powerful one-hit kills. But if you're having creeper problems and they keep on blowing up before they get to you, this is really a good weapon for you. It keeps the enemies at bay because you can hit them further away, or it at least gives you the opportunity to run away if you need to. It also works really good on a horse. That's right, you can be a dragoon too. Now, with that, there's also, not to be overlooked, the scythe. Now, in this case, I just have an iron scythe just to show, I'm showing off some of the different materials and stuff. It doesn't say that it has to be an emerald spear. It can be an obsidian spear. It can be an iron spear. It can be a wooden spear. It's not going to last very long, but you get the idea. Now, the scythe. The recipe for this one is, as I showed earlier, of course, it's not that expensive, but it is extremely multi-toolish in a way, and not quite like this multi-tool. But for instance, you see here that I have some ripe wheat and some not ripe wheat. And if I just kind of like click here, now I left clicked, it harvested all the ripe materials and replanted them. How good is that? That is amazing, in a 3x3 area, no less. So I just instantly get the stuff to replant, pick up all that I want, and I walk away. And I don't need to worry about accidentally harvesting any of these things, the rest of the stuff that isn't grown yet. It's wonderful, wonderful. It works so well. On top of that, it has other abilities. Now you notice here we've got some podzol, we've got some mycelium, and of course in this mod you can actually make your own mycelium with mycelium seeds. In case you missed it, check the other video out. But if I use this here, just a left click doesn't do anything because you're trying to attack the dirt. So if you right click like you were with the seeds or with the wheat, you can turn it into coarse dirt. Again, you turn it into dirt. Again, you turn it into farmland. Same thing with mycelium, coarse dirt, dirt, farmland. Now, grass path, turn it into dirt, and farmland. Grass, turn it into dirt, farmland. It'll turn pretty much any type of dirt, for the most part, into different versions. Like your grass, your path, your podzol, your mycelium. It can turn them all into coarse, it can turn these guys into coarse dirt, it can turn these ones into regular dirt, and then it can turn the coarse dirt into regular dirt. So even if you have a place that just has coarse dirt up on the mountains or something and you want to build a house up there, you don't have to import dirt. You can just, scythe it and you're good to go. And then you get yourself your farmland as well, which this then becomes a very, very key tool for using it on your crops. Now, of course, a shovel is still going to be required, and let me take the shield off here, to create a path, which that's not grass. I have to wait for the grass to fly over before it'll actually work, or else I'm just going to dig it up. But you get the idea that a shovel is still required for some tasks, at least. Now, I have another tool here, and in this case, it's just an iron one, but a multi-tool. An iron axe, iron shovel, iron pickaxe. So you take one of each of these tools, or they all have to be the same type of tool. So if it's emeralds, it'll have to be an emerald pickaxe, shovel, and axe, or if it's obsidian or even wood, whatever, to make yourself a multi-tool. And what that does is it basically will perform the same thing that all of those will do to a point. Now, I'm right-clicking, it's not making a path. I don't know if it's intended to do so or not, but it does not do so. You still need a regular vanilla shovel for that. But it will still dig dirt really easily without any issue. It will also break stones and sand. So here we go, sand. Very easy. Wood, stone, diamonds, and of course obsidian. Well, this is iron, so of course it's got its restrictions. So therefore, if you have a high enough material type like a diamond or higher, then it should be able to mine the obsidian without any issue. So let me get myself an obsidian multi-tool. Hey, that should be able to mine obsidian, right? There we go, and in no time flat, no less. So therefore, you have yourself a new multi-tool option that can be highly beneficial. I'm a little short on dirt there. There we go. So you can use that. And just a quick reminder, these armors are very low tier. I mean, the stone armor is pretty decent protection, but it also gives you slowness for any of those pieces being worn. These ones do not give you any real protection to speak of, like +1 for everything, +1 for all, but I think like the leggings give you an extra +1, and then I think this gives you like an extra +1 or +2 above that. At least I think that's the order. No, I think it might be bone is the lowest and wood the second and that the third. I can't really remember, but they are so very similar in their stats. It's just a matter of the materials that you may run through. Now, there are also other changes. For instance, you can see here I've got gravel. I've got 3 pieces of gravel. In this pattern, you can actually make yourself flint. Now, if you have Tinker's Construct installed, then this doesn't make a difference to you. But if it is so, without Tinker's Construct, like I have in my current mod pack, modded Mischief 2, then you do not need, you will want this so that you can get yourself gravel on the go. And you don't need to worry about, constantly digging it over and over and over again and wearing your tool down, just trying to get yourself a piece of flint from that gravel. Now, you still have your flint stuff. Get out of here. You're not welcome. Of course, your multi-tools are not that strong offensively. You can see 8 attack damage, and this is the highest tier obsidian multi-tool. So therefore, you're really not going to want to use those for combat, reliably at least. That's what the things like the spear are for. Now, you still have your other blocks as well, but you also have some new stuff, ender ore. Now, if I were to mine this up, hey, look at that. I got some greenish powder ender dust. Now, if I got 8 of those, if I put those in kind of a hollow square, I might be able to make myself an ender pearl. But otherwise, there is something else that you should be aware of, is that by harvesting these, there is a chance you might find yourself an ender mini. Now, let's see if I can actually place another one down here and get lucky with this. Nope, not this time. Now, there is a chance of getting an ender mini, as you see here. Whoa, double chance. Okay, get out of here, guys. Shoot. I don't care. Now, if for some reason you don't like a lot of this stuff that's in this mod, you can go into the configs and change a lot. In fact, you'll probably want to, because wooden tools are disabled by default. So you probably want to re-enable those, at least in my personal opinion, unless you want to progress in this more standard method, which does make sense. I mean, I don't see why not. Therefore, the bone armor is much more applicable, or even the wood armor, and they're just made with simple bones, and the flint made with bones, flint, wood logs, not too bad. And of course, as I was saying, the ender dust. Now, if I run over here to my crafting area that I've got set up, let's run over here, put this on there, and I take this, make it into a circle. There we go. I get myself an ender pearl, and I haven't even had to kill an enderman. So it's a very good, peaceful way of obtaining ender pearls, so that you don't have to kill endermen. Now, on top of that, there is something else you see here: stone torches. Once again, this is something that is in Tinker's Construct, but if you don't have Tinker's Construct installed, this is a very nice thing to have. That's what Tiny Progressions is all about. Quality of life, very simple stuff. You just take 2 pieces of cobblestone, get yourself one of these stone rods, put a piece of coal or charcoal on top, and you get yourself a torch, as you can see here. Now, of course, this is just a torch. 1 coal, 1 charcoal will get you a torch. So that's kind of, like, so that you're not, just abusing it too much, but it does allow you to change that. You could always change a lot of the settings in there. And of course, you have all the same other blocks that you had before. Some of them are a little bit better than before, maybe a little more interactivity, a little less glitchiness, and you've got some really cool weapons, armor, blocks, tools, and different things that you can work with. So I hope you enjoyed today's Bit by Bit on Tiny Progressions, this little update, which really made it a lot more enjoyable for me, a little more playable and approachable for a lot of other people, so it's not quite so grindy for some of the earlier armors. And it's just, a little bit more convenient stuff in there. For those that don't really want to go with the Tinker's type options, you have some others. Or even if you do, you still have some others that are relatively easy and simple to make or obtain. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give a comment, a like, a subscribe, all the above. And don't forget to spread the mischief to others. You think they'll enjoy this content too. Until next time, folks, I'll see ya.